What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some Nio news that's coming out, some rumors about a new factory. We're going to talk about the stock itself, where we see this thing going, and we're going to talk about some catalysts that we think it's going to cause this thing to either go up or down. But before we hop into that, we just ask you guys hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, hit all that good stuff. It helps us out, helps us grow the channel. You know, we're trying to hit 200 subs by the end of January. You guys have shown us a lot of support lately, so we just thank you guys for that, and let's go ahead and hop into it. So Nio stock Friday tanked a lot, down almost 8%. Hurt a lot of portfolios. I know it hurt me quite a bit. A lot of things coming out. I think a lot of this probably has to do with the lockdowns coming down in China. They got some COVID cases surging up over there, so they're trying to prevent that from, you know, taking off again like the first round. So I think that's causing this stock to trend down a little bit. I also kind of think it's maybe a little bit of a correction. You know, this thing ran up to $66 and
right. That's what I was gonna say. I think it could be some lockdown news related stuff, but also just a correction after just blasting off after Nio Day news. But JP Morgan and the Deutsche Bank gave a price target. They both raised it from $50 to $70, which is, you know, it's sitting at 56 right now. So $70 price target. That's huge.
That's positive news coming into this. I know there's a lot of naysayers too that, you know, don't really believe in Nio, who thinks it's just a bubble, just along with Tesla. But we're just gonna let those guys sit there and watch our money grow.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's one of those things. It's where it's like you'd expect this kind of pullback. You know, we've seen this before. You know, where it trends up. It's just been a bull run. You know, it's done it before, and then it pulled back. And this is where everybody's like, no, sell, sell, sell. Then it hit that $40 mark, and that's when a bunch of people should have bought in. I know I bought in some more there, and we had to, you know, another bull run up to $60, $66, and now we're kind of seeing that correction, that pullback a little bit there. So
we were talking for a couple days that it's going to correct at some point. It did go higher than I thought it was going to before it pulled back. So
I mean, it went lower than I thought when the correction hit. Like, we were at 65. I wasn't expecting anything below 60, and we're at 56. So, I mean, I was kind of wrong there, obviously way off. I'm really hoping this thing stops at 55, though. It kind of tested that a little bit on Friday. It hit that $55 mark and then kind of bounced back up, and then it kind of trended back down to end of the day. So, I'm kind of hoping that 55 is like our support level for the day, or for the stock itself, and then we don't really go below that. So
yeah, I did say in earlier videos that the lowest I see it dropping down to is 55. So I hope it doesn't go further than that, but I mean, you never know. It depends on how much more people are selling off. Well, let's get into some of these catalysts that are going to be coming up. So the ET7 pre-order numbers, they could be releasing those at any time. Like, it'd be nice if after a few months, or at least 6 months, they release some of those numbers for how many pre-orders you're getting, because that would be huge, you know, if they're getting really good numbers.
They may not even release them, though. You know, that could be one of those things that they just, I couldn't imagine they would keep it a secret, because, you know, if the ET7 is, you know, it's a sharp looking car. I wonder how many people, you know, with it being the first sedan, I think it would be nothing but beneficial to the company to release those numbers.
Yeah, the only reason I see they wouldn't release it is if they're not getting good numbers. But I don't see how they would not be getting good numbers, because everyone's going to want the sedan, you know, over an SUV.
Right.
But also, some more upcoming stuff is delivery numbers for January. So that could be coming up, you know, in the next month or so.
Right.
And also the Q4 earnings that's supposed to be coming out. It depends on where you look at it. Some say February, some say March. So when that comes out, you know, it's gonna be good news.
Hopefully,
so that should drive it up.
Right.
But also, one of the big announcements for this video is that there was a Chinese article that released information of another Nio factory being built. You know, so they're supposed to be doing 150,000 cars by the end of this year. So they're gonna have to obviously expand to be able to do that from where they are now. But it looks like, according to this recent government document, it looks like it's going to be just like north of their existing plant.
Yeah,
but we're gonna link some of this documents in the description below as well,
Right.
so you guys can check them out.
Right. Yeah. So we see in this picture that was in that Chinese article. In the red is the current Nio plant, and just to the north of it is where they're projecting this new plant to go. And this is supposed to help produce, increase their production limits up to, according to the article, an annual capacity of 100,000. Which I know Nio was saying they wanted to push 100 to 150,000 by the end of this year. So we'll see what happens there. But this is definitely big news for Nio itself, and I'm really hoping that this news we'll get more of it in the coming days, and that it helps the stock kind of rebound a little bit. But
Right.
kind of going back to what you were saying in some of these other catalysts about like delivery numbers, December they delivered over 7,000 vehicles, and that was like
Yep.
their 5th month in a row of constant growth in these car deliveries. So that's good as well. So we'll see what
Right.
happens when they release these January numbers, if they're continuing that growth with all the things that they release, especially on Nio Day. The pre-orders, and again the battery as a service. We'll see what happens when all that stuff comes out.
Yeah, and the news that came out that like 40% of their car sales are including the battery as a service.
Right.
That's, almost 50%. That's, almost half of their cars are doing that. And that's just, added revenue for them. So
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
good.
And going off of this article of the new plant being built. In that article, they talk about, obviously, again, the plant being built. It's right next to the Nio plant, and this is all according to like some official document that was released to that media source. So that document that was dated, it was dated for December 24th. It shows the Chinese Construction Management Center. They're seeking bids for that construction project, and it has an estimated value of 18 million RMB, which is the Chinese currency. So we'll see. Obviously, it's not going to take that long to build. That same article was saying that it's going to take the project is projected to have a finish date in 60 days, which you think of like, here in America, I feel like construction jobs literally take forever. Forever. They've been working on the highway next to our house, man. It's been 15 years. I feel like that thing is just never going to end. It's just never going to end. But during I think they could do it because their first plant that they built, it was built up within a year, and they produced vehicles out of it within that same year. And during COVID, when it first started, they built hospitals within days, man.
Yeah, and like big hospitals too,
Right.
not just like, a little tent or something. It was
Exactly. So
like an actual fully functional big hospital.
it would not surprise me if this was done in that 60-day mark. We'll see what happens. And again, this is all still kind of like, I don't want to say rumors or rumor mill, but there's, with Chinese articles reporting it, it kind of gives me a little bit of more hope than just a rumor. But there hasn't been like no official announcement by Nio or anything, so we'll keep an eye on that. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm really excited for it. It's just it shows me that Nio's working in the right direction to increase their capacity, increase their deliveries, increase their reports, just everything in general. So, man, I'm telling you, dude, I feel like Nio's on that track to be the next Tesla. It's gonna be huge.
In the next, you give it 5 years, this thing's gonna just be
It's gonna be a
huge.
monster. It's gonna be a monster.
$600 by then.
Right. And that's what we're hoping for, and we'll see what happens there, and hopefully that's good for everybody. So
Yeah, because they said, just one little thing. They said that at the end of this year they want to do 150,000, and this year or last year, they did 40 some thousand. So they're going from like 40 some thousand to 150, and then by the end of next year they want to do 300,000. So like that, that amount of growth is huge, and this company is just going to blast off if they're even able to get close to those numbers. That's
Right.
just amazing.
Right.
So
yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens, and if any more news comes out, we'll pass it along to you guys. But I think that wraps up this video. But I guess before we wrap it up, where do you see this thing going in the next week? Do you see it recovering? Do you see it going down?
Man, I don't know. I hope it doesn't go down anymore on Tuesday. I don't know. They do have that $70 price target though, so I would like to see it, at least low 60s
Right.
by the end of next week. But I mean, we'll see if Tuesday when the market opens, if this thing sells off more, or if people just buy in because it dips so hard.
Right.
I would think a lot of people would be buying in because it was down like almost 8%. So that gives it a good, you know, good
Good buying
spot
opportunity.
to right, good
Right.
spot to buy in more.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that. I'm hoping it doesn't dip. I'm hoping it again. I hope it tests that $55 mark again and stays there, and we don't see anything below that because nobody wants
right,
to see their money go away. But if it
nope,
does, dude, I'm just buying more, man. Buying on the dip
right,
and just buying more and increasing my position in it. So we'll see
yep.
what happens. And that I think that wraps up this video for sure. Again, if you guys like this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, notification bell, all of that good jazz. It really helps us out. Again, we're trying to hit 200 subs by the end of January. Let's see if we can make that happen. I really appreciate it. And again, real quick, we'll throw this in there as well. This is not financial advice. Always seek your own professional advisor. Do your own research. And that wraps up the video. And we'll see you guys in the next one.